Welcome to week 14. Welcome back to today's lesson, and we're going to get into revolving. Now, this is a really handy tool to use in any 3D type of software. They're all very similar, so we'll jump right into it. Now, when you use revolve, you're working on an object that's symmetrical. That means one side's the same as the other. So we'll go in here and we'll do some work. First thing I always do is lay me a line in there. It'll be my axis line. I'll use this as my axis. Or, be honest with you, probably better off if we went to make us a line on 0, 0, 0, comma 0, enter, 0, comma 0, enter, and I'll just stretch it across here. Now, let's say for instance I want to draw this round piece, this symmetrical piece, has a diameter bored through it at 1/2 of an inch. So what you got to do is I want to offset. If you want a 1/2 inch diameter, you have to do half of that, which would be 1/4 inch. We'll zoom in there and we'll take off from that point. So this right here is 1/2 of an inch. So when this revolves, this part revolves around this axis, it'll be 1/2 of an inch. And then whatever you need to draw, if this piece right here comes up, from here to here was 1/4 inch. If this comes up another 1/4 of an inch, if it's a 1/2 inch from the center of the axis, then you can start drawing your part. I'm not putting any dimensions in. Let's do something like that. And then what we'll do is take and I'll bring that end point in there and catch that end point. And I want to spin this around. So hit orbit. I want to take a look at it. And again, whenever you're doing something symmetrical, you always go off the axis line and you take half of it for what's going to be on the other side. So again, this hole that's going to be in this bore is going to be 1/2 of an inch bore. However, we only offset it 1/4 of an inch because it's going to revolve to the other side as well. And again, just go from your axis line, and for like your diameters, you take half, so it'd be your radius. From the center of this out would be your radius. So now, all thing you have to do is come up here and go to revolve. And before I do, you see something I have to do? I need to take and make this all a polyline. To do that, I have to hit PE, Polyline Edit. Click on one of them. Do you want to turn it into one? Y for yes. And I want to join. You can hit J or click on the join button and just go up there and go all the way around and grab all of those points. And then right click enter. Now you're able to go in there and take that region and right click to enter it. Then you're going to pick your axis line. Start to work. You start to see this part being developed. Now it's asking you, what angle do you want? I want a 360 degree all the way around. Enter. And there it is. Now you'll want to switch out 2D wireframe and go into a conceptual or realistic or one of those. And there's that part. Isn't that kind of crazy? And you'll zoom right in here. There's that 1/2 inch diameter. It's a really quick and easy way to make something symmetrical. Now, what I want to do is I want to come to layout, just like we did in the last week's class. Delete this, and I want to come up here to layout. I don't want to use a viewport this time. I want to use my base and that right view looks good, and I want to We'll actually make that in a little larger. Now I want to go 2 to 1 with this, but I don't have the numbers that I want. Remember I told you that last time. If you go back to model, we can get that size. Come over here and click custom, and we'll make our own. We'll add one in at 2 to 1. This is 2, and this is 1. Now I can come over to layout and I can put this in. That's a good looking view of it right there. And I want it to be 2 to 1. Oh, that's perfect. Hopefully that'll fit in there. And it should, because I want to show you something else here in just a second. So I want to make sure it's on hidden lines. So I want to click on that, enter, and I'm not going to put a right side view on it. And that is perfect. You see all the hidden lines and everything? I want to put a section on it, a full section, full. Click on it, and all you have to do is just catch the dead center of it, bring it all the way through, a little bit past. Bring this one straight over. Oh, I didn't have enough room. Right click, enter. And you can see how it makes you your section view of that. It's awesome. It looks like we're going to have to find a better scale than that, so go back to model. 1 to 1, 2 to 1 didn't work. I hate to use crazy types of scales, so I'm just going to stick with 1 to 1 on that. Go back into layout, and if you want to switch, just this is the parent model. Edit the view, change it to 1 to 1. And if it was me, I would probably end up taking and drawing this one and putting it on a B size paper, a little bit larger paper. This right here still work when you go in here and do your layout or your annotations. Yeah, this will work out just fine. And of course you go in there and put all your dimensions in there, and always, like I've told you in the past, when I'm drawing something for manufacturing, I always like to put an isometric 3D view up here in the corner. It helps the machinist and the manufacturer be able to build the part and not having errors if they can see a 3D image. And always go to shade it with visible. And I think right there is probably the best to use. Alright. There is your part in a full section, and you can space those out a little bit and go in there and dimension it. And of course you'll have your title box and your borders and things, but it is so much faster to use this method.